What's going on, guys? It's Clutch Hoops here, and today we're going to be talking about some of the players drafted in the past that were said to be NBA steals at the time, but have been straight garbage in the NBA. Each year before, during, or after the draft, there are always a few players who the majority of people call NBA draft steals. These players are guys that are overlooked throughout the draft process and or were drafted much later than they should have been drafted. After each NBA draft, we don't think much about the people who were called steals, but in this video we are going to go back in time a bit and look at how some of the NBA steals are currently doing. Surprisingly, there are a lot more incorrect steals in the past 5 years than I would have thought, which is the reason I thought it would be a very interesting video. Before I get into it though, in the future I'm still going to focus on this upcoming NBA draft, but since the college season hasn't ended yet and the international leagues are still going on, I'm going to be doing about 50% NBA draft videos and 50% former draft videos. Tell me what you guys think about that, and if you would rather just have 100% 2020 NBA draft videos or 100% former draft videos until we know a bit more about the prospects and what's going to happen in the draft. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into where 7 of the former NBA draft steals are today. Number 1, Nassir Little. Out of North Carolina, many people believe that Nassir Little was overshadowed by Cam Johnson and Kobe White. Nassir was coming off the bench in college and unable to score at an efficient rate because he was playing with some of the best college scorers. Before the draft, he was ranked top 15 by ESPN and became the biggest NBA draft faller. He ended up being drafted 25th overall, but countless articles and videos came out saying that he was a steal because of how dominant a defender he was. He will be a great defender in the NBA and may have some role as a defender, but his offensive game has been horrendous thus far. On the Portland Trail Blazers team, who has been destroyed by injuries, Nassir Little has averaged 13 minutes per game with only 4 points, and worst of all, 0.2 steals and 0.3 blocks per game. These stats are pretty underwhelming, and it's looking like he's going to be a huge NBA bust, but hopefully he can fix his shot mechanics and use his athleticism to get to the rim more often. He's not a lost cause just yet because he's still a rookie, but he has been playing like garbage recently. Number 2, Sam Dekker. In the March Madness tournament, Sam Dekker was incredible and helped Wisconsin reach the NCAA championship before being drafted 18th overall by the Rockets in the 2015 NBA draft. He was known as one of the biggest steals and came into the NBA as one of the most hyped players because of what he was able to accomplish in college. However, his time in the NBA was not nearly as effective as he seemed very slow on the court with no ability to get to the rim in a half-court setting. On defense, he was a complete liability, and for that reason, he averaged 15 minutes per game in his NBA career and now plays overseas. He was a very high prospect and is a real-life representation of why playing well in college does not mean that you will be great in the NBA. Number 3, Zaire Smith. On almost every single website I was on about the 2018 NBA draft steals, the first player mentioned was Zaire Smith. Coming out of Texas Tech, Zaire was known as one of the most athletic players in the entire draft. He was drafted 16th overall and was traded by the Suns to the 76ers in exchange for Mikal Bridges. The 76ers were so high on Zaire Smith that their coach Brett Brown said that he reminded him of NBA superstar Kawhi Leonard. Yes, the 6'3" shooting guard reminded Brett Brown of arguably the best player in the entire NBA, Kawhi Leonard. Obviously, Zaire Smith did not fit these shoes as he injured his foot in his rookie year and then had a terrible allergic reaction to chicken at the 76ers facility that almost killed him. He was sidelined for a very long time, and this season he has finally rejoined the 76ers in the NBA, where he struggles to find playing time and spends a good amount of time in the G League. In the NBA, he averages 4 minutes per game, but in the G League, he isn't doing anything special either as he averages 13 points and 3 rebounds. He has had to go through a lot, but after his first few seasons, he looks like one of the worst players to ever be called an NBA draft steal. Let's pray that he can rebound from all this unluckiness though. Number 4, Malik Monk. Coming into the 2017 NBA draft out of Kentucky, Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox proved to be a very deadly duo and were both slated to go in the top 10. Malik Monk was so sure he was going in the top 10 that he even wore an orange and blue wash because he was almost 100% certain that he was going to the Knicks at pick 8. Just like Malik, a lot of other people were very surprised that he fell and believed that he would be a great NBA player. He averaged 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists on about 40% from 3-point range in college. However, in the NBA, he has not been able to translate his playmaking and has averaged only 8 points across 3 seasons. He shot under 40% in his past 2 seasons, but has finally been able to shoot over 40% so far this season. He has not had a very good team around him at all in Charlotte, and has not been able to make shots as well as he was able to in college. There's still a lot of potential in his game, but currently a change of scenery would be pretty nice for him. He has been relatively efficient this season, scoring 10 points in 20 minutes, but still needs to become a better defender to play consistent minutes in the NBA. Number 5, Deonte Davis. In the 2016 NBA draft, the Michigan State big man was projected to go somewhere in the top 15, but fell all the way to the second round. He was the final player left in the green room for quite a while, and you could only imagine how motivated he must have felt. Luckily though, he did get drafted to start the second round by the Memphis Grizzlies. Davis is a bouncy big man who can rebound, protect the paint, and play perimeter defense. He was an elite defender in college, and everyone thought that his effort, talent, and 7'2" wingspan would make up for his 6'9" figure. NBA teams were not sold on him and did not think this was the case, and decided that it would be best for them to pass on him, but that still didn't stop people from saying that he's a draft steal. Davis is currently playing with the Warriors G League team after playing 3 seasons in the NBA where he was unable to impact the game effectively. In the G League, his rebounding and shot blocking abilities have not correlated, as he's been about average at those 2 things. He is a lost cause now and was not by any means an NBA draft steal. Number 6, Jahlil Okafor. Coming out of Duke, Jahlil Okafor was one of the most polarizing centers that we had ever seen come out of college. He could pass around the rim, use post moves, and rebound at an elite level. At Duke, he averaged 17 points and 9 rebounds while encountering countless double teams, which was the reason he was taken 3rd overall. The pick was definitely questionable because Philly had tons of great young centers already, but Jahlil was so talented that people considered this a huge draft steal. He had an incredible rookie season, averaging 17 points and 8 rebounds, but was quickly slowed down and gets no minutes with the Pelicans currently. He has sadly become one of the biggest, if not the biggest, NBA draft busts in the past 5 years. Number 7, Bol Bol. Due to injury concerns, Bol Bol fell to the second round after everyone thought he would be a lottery selection. He's 7'2", can shoot, defend, and dribble at elite levels. After the draft, he was still called a draft steal, and people were confused why teams wouldn't use a late first round / early second round pick to take one of the most talented players in the draft. After leaving everyone in the media dumbfounded, NBA teams looked right, as Bol Bol has averaged 12 points and 5 rebounds in the G League with a -5 ±. He has so much talent, and like everyone with a soul, I want to see this guy become a superstar. Hopefully he recovers and becomes more effective defending on the perimeter, but this season Bol Bol has not looked the best. I will say though, next season he will be in the NBA doing great, hopefully. I hated doing the Bol Bol one, but I hope you guys enjoyed these 7 huge NBA draft steals at the time who have now turned to trash. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like and comment your thoughts down below. With that said, make sure you're subscribed, and I'm out, and peace!